I remember as a little girl looking up to my father while he played his musical instruments. He was always creating and playing music that eventually became a huge part of my life. When I heard him play and talk about it, it would immediately inspire me and it would make me want to create something of my own. My father has been an inspiration to me ever since I was born, and he was able to introduce things in my life that are still very important to me now. He has always been a parent that was always there for me and has always had an impact on my life that I know too well. My father has inspired me to be talented as my ability will let me, how to be a kind and patient person, and how to live a life that has no worries. Without him, so many things wouldn't be the way they are now. I'm going to first talk about the talent. Whenever I was a child, like I mentioned earlier in my introduction, that he would constantly play his music. I would wake up every single morning, he would be playing his bagpipes, and it just was in my head constantly. By the time I was age 5, I knew exactly what school I wanted to go to, and I knew Shenandoah University, and guess what? That's where I ended up for 2 years of my life as a dance major. Without him, I wouldn't be able to, I probably would have never even had the idea of being a dancer. I might, like, who knows what I would have been doing. I probably would be a doctor, but it's really awesome to have someone who was able to push me. And it wasn't like he was a stage dad or stage mom, you know. He was someone who encouraged me to be talented in everything. So I did ballet, I did jazz, I did modern, and then I played violin since 4th grade, and it was just so fulfilling. I sing too, and that way I was able to be the most talented person I could possibly be, and obviously dance is the biggest part of my life, and without him, like I mentioned before, I probably would have never been introduced to that. The second thing that is very important to me is the kindness that he taught me. A lot of people in this world is black and white, and the thing about him is he knows how to be gray. And a lot of people forget how to be gray. And some people look at being gray as being a weakness, and it's not a weakness. It's actually a strength, because that way you're able to accept everything and everybody. An example of that is I had a lady come walking into my store that I worked at, and she looked at me and she was like complaining about stains on the shoes that she was buying and all this crazy stuff. And she by the end of the purchase, she looked at me and she's like, "Who taught you to be who you are?" And I looked at her and I said, "It was my father." So that was probably, I mean, like right away I knew. Like I didn't have to even think about it. And then the very last thing I want to talk about is how he gives me a feeling of no worries. He's a wise old man, like a lot of fathers are. I can go to him for anything. I can tell him anything. And because of the fact that he is patient and kind and kind of lives in the gray area of life, I have no fear to talk to him about that stuff. I can trust him. So I have learned lessons from relationships to me moving out and living in LA for freaking a year or so. And I've made mistakes. I'm young. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to keep making mistakes until I'm probably his age. He probably still makes mistakes. Who knows? But I was able to take that advice and apply it to my life, and I know I can always go to him and apply all of that to my life, and I'll still be happy. I'll know what I'm doing, and he might let me go a little on the offside of what he tells me to do, but I always come right back. So that's definitely a good feeling to have, is that I have someone there who's going to support me and just make me feel like everything is okay and that I can live a life that is fulfilled. So I will forever be grateful to have my father in my life. His love of music taught me how to be better in my career of dance and music. His kindness to others taught me how to be patient when I speak and work with others. And importantly, he was able to bring me comfort and teach me his ways so I can have a fulfilled life. An inspiring person should make you feel good and ready to face the world, and that's exactly what my father did. Thank you.